Here I have a diagram that shows how it's possible to trigger a circuit daily at a set time and generate a video that's automatically posted on YouTube, complete with a title, description, and an avatar talking about a specific topic. In this case, it's a lesson on a physics topic, lasting between 50 seconds and a minute and a half. How do you get started? You can add the schedule trigger block by clicking on the plus sign, then on add another trigger, and then choosing between trigger manually or on a schedule. In the schedule trigger node, I set it up to post a video on YouTube every day at 9 in the morning. We also have a block called Airtable. To use it, click on Airtable, then on Search Records, which will create the corresponding block. Inside it, you can create a credential and get a token directly from the Airtable website. Within Airtable, there is some information, the name of the tab, the type, and a subtab, so to speak, called setup keys. In it, we have the name of the avatar, in this example, Melissa. The type and category of the video, the physics topic, the avatar ID, which we'll use in HeyGen, the voice ID, and the HeyGen API key. After it's run, it generates the speech, the description, and the video title based on the brief description created. Back in Canva, in the Get Setup Info node, we use the search operation to fetch this data from the Airtable database, pulling data from the main tab called YouTube and the subtab setup keys. We filter by the avatar's name in this case. I only put Melissa, but there could be several other names to generate videos with different avatars and themes. The filtering by name must follow this exact naming convention. In the agent node, the inputs are exactly the outputs from the Get Setup Info node in Airtable. With this information, I can drag, for example, JSON topic to any part of the flow, just like JSON description. The task is to research the physics topic, show practical applications in everyday life, and the avatar records the session to post on social media, since they have followers. Previously, the video was 4.5 minutes long, but now it has been changed to between 1 minute and 1.5 minutes. What the avatar should do is introduce herself by saying, "Hi, how are you? This is Melissa. I'm going to share a really interesting physics topic with you today." Then, explain the theory. Next, give a practical example, and finally, wrap up with something like, "That's all for today. See you tomorrow." We've also defined how we want the formatting of the generated lines. The spoken English should be simple, without slang, and not too formal. We use the SERPA API tool to search for topics and practical applications of physics, and the response needs to be in the following JSON format: spoken text, caption, title. We want exactly this JSON format in every execution. That's why we use the auto-fixing output parser node. Inside the structured output parser subnode, I put the JSON that I set up in the agent. This is to make sure that every time the agent runs, it generates the expected output. How do you add all these blocks? Click on the plus sign, type auto-fixing output parser, and add it. Then click on the plus sign again, type structured output parser, and also OpenAI chat model. Next, we add some subnodes, like SERPA API, to search for physics theories and their practical applications on the internet, and OpenAI chat model as the LLM to make the agent think. The output provides the spoken text and the title, which then become the input for the next Airtable block. The new Airtable block, called Create New Post Record, uses the resource record, because now we're going to write data, not fetch it. We record this in the YouTube tab, Post List, we map the caption field, and we put the title and the spoken text. This data comes from the agent's output. For example, we can pull the title field, like this, Electromagnetic Induction, the power behind modern technology. If we go to YouTube, we see that it was posted on April 6th, with a duration of 1 minute and 39 seconds. Nothing else needs to be configured here. The system automatically posts the title, the description, and the video. To generate the video, we take the data from Airtable and use it in a post call to HeyGen. The endpoint is a post type without traditional authentication, using only headers. The header needs to be XAPI key. This key comes from the Setup Keys subtab in the node Get Setup Info. You also need the header content type application JSON. Inside the JSON body, we send the structure required by HeyGen with avatar ID, voice ID, and input text. Only premium accounts allow you to generate video in HD, otherwise it will be in standard resolution. The HeyGen API documentation explains all of this. Look for the endpoint post v2 video generate. At the end of the video, I'll show you how to use Postman to test with different avatars, voices, etc. in the HeyGen API call. After sending the request with the avatar ID, voice ID, and the text to be spoken, you have to wait about 10 minutes for the video to be generated. When it's ready, we use the Get Video block to check the status. Authentication remains as none. You need to provide the video ID returned from the previous call and your API key in the header. The response comes with a temporary URL that allows you to download the MP4 file. Now, to download the video using this temporary URL, set the response format to file and set the output field to data. Finally, we have the last block, upload to YouTube. You'll need to connect a new credential, enable YouTube on Google Cloud, set up the correct endpoint, and map the client ID and client secret fields. The video description comes from the caption, the title comes from the title, and that's it. With everything set up to run, just click on Test Workflow and the video will be generated automatically. This here is the YouTube channel I created. It's a channel about physics topics, but you could make one about dangerous animals, travel destinations, and so on. The banner image at the top was generated with the help of ChatGPT, and the title was created by me. As for this other image, I found it on the internet. The description was also generated by ChatGPT, and everything else was produced by the HeyGen API through N8N. One of the videos got more views, and we're going to see how it turned out.
Hello everyone, this is Melissa. Today I want to share with you another interesting topic in physics, electromagnetism. It's the fundamental force responsible for electricity and magnetism, showing how these two phenomena are intrinsically connected. In everyday life, electromagnetism is at work when you use a refrigerator. The appliance uses electromagnetic principles to power the compressor and keep your food fresh. An industrial application of electromagnetism is in electric motors, which convert electric energy into mechanical energy, effectively driving machinery used in manufacturing. A fascinating phenomenon arising from electromagnetism is magnetic levitation, where objects are lifted and moved smoothly without friction. Think about how some high-speed maglev trains glide along their tracks. Electromagnetism not only powers the technology we use, but continues to inspire innovative solutions in various fields. That's all for today.
Postman is an amazing tool for testing APIs. If you work with automations and integrations or just want to explore an API, it's your best friend. Here on the screen, you can already see Postman open. But before that, let's take a look at HeyGen. Here in HeyGen, you can navigate to Account, click on your email, then on Subscription, and then on HeyGen API. Copy the API key to add it to Postman later. With the free HeyGen API plan, you can generate up to 10 videos. Alright, now let's go to Postman and make some requests. On the left sidebar, we can organize our requests into collections, and in the main panel, we choose New and then the HTTP method, which in this case will be Post, because we're going to send data to create a video. We need to add the HeyGen endpoint to generate the video. Now let's understand the HeyGen API. It allows you to create videos with avatars and voiceovers from a text. For that, we need an authentication token, which you get when you sign up on the HeyGen platform. Here in Authorization, we'll add the authorization as an API key, and in the key field, we put the name XAPI key, followed by our token in the value field just below. And we'll also set the content type as application JSON in the Headers tab in the value field. Alright, let's create a video. In the request body, we're going to paste this JSON. When we click Send, HeyGen starts processing the video. A successful response will always have the code 200. Otherwise, you'll receive some other error code. We can go to the HeyGen website and check if it's being generated. Usually, you just have to wait a few minutes. And look, the video is ready. Now let's use the HTTP GET method to obtain the different avatar and voice IDs in case you want to use another avatar with a different voice. So, instead of post, we'll use GET. Delete the JSON from the body, add the endpoint for voice, and send the request. The endpoint can be found on the HeyGen API page. Notice that we have several links in MP4 format. That's where we'll see the avatar in action. Choose the avatar you like and copy the avatar ID. This avatar ID should be placed in the body. To get the voices, just change avatar to voices in the endpoint. Send the request and that's it. When the list is generated, choose the voice you like best and copy the voice ID. This voice ID should also be placed in the body. Notice here in the documentation that it's possible to change not only the voice or the avatar, but also the background, add sound and motion effects, etc. Many companies already use HeyGen's APIs to make videos about their brands or even for training purposes. Don't miss out.